Catherine, hi. Thanks for your patience.
Hello. Hi.
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 Let's start the same way. That way it clicks my brain in the same way. If you don't mind sharing who you are, who you work with,
Sure.
and what you want to talk about.
I'm Katherine. I own a in-person personal training studio just 30 minutes from Ottawa, Canada. I have been a trainer for 13 years. I got into the online world somewhere around COVID,
Mhm.
and I still like most of my clients are in person,
Yeah.
mainly because it's safe. I
Yeah.
know I know that the income is going to come in every month. I know like I
Yeah.
can count on it. And I feel like with people for in person, like I don't have to convince them. I don't have to talk them into it as much as the online people, it seems. Anyway, I don't know, maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
Um,
I think you've
yeah,
got a point. It's present. They can
yeah,
see it.
they can,
Uh,
yeah,
yeah.
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 So, and I'm at the point now, like I'm almost 40. I don't want to be in 10 years. Like when I think of what I want my life to look like, I don't know that I am, I don't know that I want to still be getting up at 4 a.m. to see a 5 a.m. client
Yeah.
or seeing like six clients in a row and missing my lunch. Or like just having days that are spread out, crazy like that. I'm kind of over that. And I guess I want some freedom. Like I want to be able to travel. I want to like right now I'm scared to even take like 7 days off in a row because I'm like, oh, like what are my clients going to think? I'm going to be out that 7 days of money or
Yeah.
I like I took 2 weeks off a year ago and I suffered like financially for a couple months. And so I want to be and feel like I'm in a better spot.
Got it.
Yeah.
Your gym is all one-on-one training?
So I'm working with Kaylee and she is helping me do more semi-private. So I'm
That's what I was
not,
gonna say. Okay.
yeah, I'm not doing any more, I'm not accepting any more one-on-one clients and unless they come to see me for fascial stretch therapy, because I do a lot of that. So obviously
Okay.
I have no choice but to do one-on-one there. But yeah, I'm trying to like I took everybody and I kind of grouped them off into pods, sort of, and then they were all pretty happy with that. And they do their own programs. They come in, they see me, they do their own programs, and then so it's like a group atmosphere, but one-on-one at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that. I love that. I mean, if I could do it again,
Yeah.
I would do small group.
I like
Uh,
it actually. It's fun and I think they really like it too because they're not like it's not just them
yeah.
and but people doing their own thing. So I really like that. And I'm trying to sign people up for my online program and if I can, they come in for my semi-private if I have room.
Hmm.
But so then they still get that one on that in-person experience with the online. So I have a few people doing that.
What does the online program include then? If they're also doing the in-person training and stuff, what do you include in the online program?
So some nutrition coaching,
Cool. Okay.
like habit coaching, a private Facebook group. And then I make them workouts that they would do on their own outside of the semi-private.
Cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was gonna say it seems like an easy add-on is the nutrition for sure.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. It seems to sway people for sure.
that's something that you can coach.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the obvious elephant in the room here to me, and I'm sure you've been asked this before, is uh, these people are already doing semi-private.
Yeah.
Why why have you not brought in another coach to work with him or to work with him in some
I,
capacity?
coaches are hard to keep around. Maybe that's just me, but they have a hard time, one with the inconsistent schedule, the inconsistent paycheck, and just like staying around long enough to build their clients. Um, so I did have two people working for me, and they recently just life circumstances took them in a different direction. So it wasn't really having to do with the training. They just didn't live close enough to make it worthwhile for them to come in every day. So I took on their clients, made everybody into these small groups,
Mhm.
and now I'm training everybody. So it's been a lot, but yeah,
You took on their clients, but
yeah,
you were still working with your own when they were in the gym, so they were building their own book of business.
yeah. Yeah. So I have about 40 people that I see at the
Okay.
moment. And yeah.
How many pods? Like how many people in a group? Trying to figure out
Uh,
how many hours, how many training hours a week is that?
yeah, I have about 7 semi-private groups, and there's about 4 or 5 people in each one. And then I have my one-on-one few people that I have left one-on-one just because I like them one-on-one and we just have a really good rapport. And then
Yeah.
my fascial stretch people, I do a few hours of that a week too.
So that's got to be what, 25 to 30 to 35 hours a week?
Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it sounds to me like you gotta hand off these groups. Um, the one-on-ones, if you want to keep them because you really enjoy them, for the time being, I think
Mhm.
that's great.
Yeah.
That's totally cool. But it sounds to me like you gotta hand off these groups to the point where, um, I'm wondering whether there's maybe an old client, a member of your gym, uh, that could be a good fit. But is there anybody that you have in mind? Like anything there? I mean, are you in a big town? You said 30 minutes outside of Ottawa, so I know. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of nothing and woods 30 minutes around Ottawa, but there's also some,
Yeah.
moderately sized towns.
It's a moderate size. I mean, it's not big by any means, but
Yeah,
it's yeah, a lot of the trainers, like when I did do a job posting, a lot of the trainers that applied for were in Ottawa. So they would have to drive like 40, 45 minutes into my gym.
right.
And I don't know, I just didn't see it happening. Like as they build their clients, they're coming in to see one person or, like a one group maybe or two groups, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah, you
just,
would have to, it'd have to be important enough for them to almost relocate.
yeah, yeah. And I just find when I've hired people in the past, when they decide to leave, that I'm left with the fallout. And and it's then I'm left with all these clients
Right.
that weren't mine. And yeah.
Yep. That's the burden of a business owner.
Yeah.
That's why we get the rewards, but we have to
Yeah.
accept the accountability of it all,
Yeah.
right? No, at the end of the day, it's going to fall on our shoulders.
Yeah.
Uh,
My husband is like going through some job changes, so I was hoping to take him on, but I wanted kind of him to do like some back end work, like do consultation calls for me because
mm,
I don't like doing those, and I think he would be good at talking people through their what's going on.
yeah.
And I don't know if that's a thing where somebody else does the consultation call and then
Oh,
hands
totally.
them to the trainer. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
OTM,
yeah, yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
I mean, our salespeople hand off,
right.
to a success coach.
Mhm.
It's no different.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. And so we can definitely work with you on how to build the system of the handoff, the information transfer,
right.
and that. I mean, that's something that I think we're world class at. So can definitely help you with that,
Okay.
uh, with your husband. So that would take a load off.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no there's no members of your gym that used to be members. There's nothing like that that you could think of. Like, I'm not talking about job postings. I'm
Yeah.
not talking about established personal trainers. I'm talking about somebody who's just like,
Yeah.
you're building the these people already have their programs.
And
Um,
then, yeah. Okay.
you need somebody who is highly motivating,
Yeah.
probably has walked a mile in their shoes,
Mhm.
who they can connect with, who's energetic, who's just nice.
Okay.
Um, really, when you think about what makes a great coach in person,
Yeah.
uh, it's somebody who's dependable, trustworthy, empathetic, energetic. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, like what
And
Jonathan said, they care like deeply.
they don't have to be certified.
I mean, yeah, sure. It's not
Yeah.
hard. It's not hard to get certified. Let's be
No,
honest.
no, it's not. That's
Like, here's a fun story. I got a dog certified back in the day.
no.
Uh, yeah, friend of mine's dog. I took the test and they are, this is way back when, but they were a CPTN personal trainer. Um,
Yeah.
so there's a funny story. No, I mean, they don't. And to the point where, I know the folks who run all the personal training at Good Life, for example, if we're talking about Canada, really well. And I mean, they need trainers so bad that they basically say, like, as long as you get certified within 6 months, uh, they bring them
Right.
on and they train them.
Okay.
So absolutely, I mean, they will work under your purview.
Hmm. Right.
Um, and yes, you want them to become certified, but
Hmm.
like they get their CanFit Pro, they get their CPTN,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Okay.
It's not particularly difficult. Now, if they have no science background, maybe a little bit, but like it's not particularly difficult.
Yeah.
Uh, let's
Yeah.
let's be honest with our profession for a moment, shall we?
Yeah. This is true.
Much to the chagrin of people who have been in this field for a long time.
Hmm.
No, I mean, this is, a little bit of the conversation that Julian and I just had, right? What are you hiring for? How do you build a business? I'm not saying that this is the trap that you fall in. This is just a trap that I see very often amongst people starting to grow and kind of tripping up. And I only know this because it's happened to me for so many years, and now I'm on the other side of it, and I can look back with hindsight, is that trying to hire for a complete role as a small business is damn near impossible because complete roles simply don't exist.
Yeah.
And so what you have to do is you have to identify the main skill or the main attribute that you want to hire for. And you go directly and you optimize for that. And you actually can work backwards and look at where that skill is on display already. I'll
Okay.
give some examples in the obvious choice about this, where you work backwards from where that skill is being demonstrated. I mean, Drea is a perfect example of that. Drea
Hmm.
doesn't have a background as a fitness coach. Her background is in retail.
Yeah.
Well, dependable, empathetic, sales, communication, right? Somebody who thrived in retail uh, is somebody who's going to thrive in a role like this. And so, what I'll say to you is like, again, I like working backwards. I find that brains generally work much better backwards than they do forwards, assuming that the problem has already been solved or looking for a a case where the problem has already been solved. The
Yeah.
best person you ever had working for you as a trainer, the single best person. Um, you can change their name, but what was their first name?
Uh,
Somebody who you're like, everybody who ever worked with them was just lit up on the floor. They showed up on time, maybe early. They were dependable. They were responsive. You ever worked with anybody like that?
um, yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Does it have to be one of my trainers or somebody I
Nope.
just trainer I worked
Nope.
with in the past? Yeah.
Nope.
Yes. Yeah. Um, Chris.
Chris? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So the task that I'll give you then, Catherine, is take a piece of paper and write down what made Chris so special.
Okay.
What were the attributes? Was Chris a guy or a girl?
Guy.
Guy. What were the attributes that made him perform so well in his job? My guess is that it was not anything to do with what we generally measure success or skill in the fitness industry on. It was probably not his level of biomechanics knowledge or his ability to recite the Krebs cycle. Um, what was
Mhm.
it? What was it? And
Mm,
and so I I don't need you to answer now because I think this is a deeper exercise.
mhm.
But on a piece of paper, like try to remember, you clearly have this image in your mind right now of Chris on the gym floor with a client or with a group of clients. What is he doing? Is it the way that he's focused on them? Is it his energy? Is it his communication style? Um, is it the fact that he just showed up on time and did what he was said that he was going to do, which in our industry actually is a top performer, as sad as that is?
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
what was it, right? Was it all these things? I don't know. But once you have that list, then that's what you hire for.
Yeah.
That's what you hire for.
Okay.
And so then where can you find that person or who do you know in your world that might already demonstrate those traits that might not work in fitness?
Hmm.
Um, doesn't matter, right?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
That's what you're looking for.
Okay. I could do that. Thank you.
Dig it. Thanks, Catherine. Thanks
Okay.
everybody else for hanging out.